Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Stirling for Friends of Science Society, and it's Canada Day 2022. So, happy Canada Day, and I'd like to talk about what's different this year than last year. Last year at this time, Western Canada was trapped under a heat dome. So temperatures in British Columbia and especially in Lytton, BC, rose to about 49 degrees Celsius. And in Calgary, they peaked out about in the 40s. So these are life-threatening temperatures, that's for sure. And in British Columbia, about 600 people died in that heat wave. So for the past year, we've heard nothing but climate activists saying that this is an example of climate change. But in fact, it's an example of a heat wave, because this year we don't have those temperatures. Temperatures today are just a little over half of what they were last year. So before I came out here, I checked the temperatures in Calgary were about 22 degrees, going up to maybe 25 in Lytton, BC. They're about 23 degrees, maybe going up to 25 this afternoon. So that means that what happened last year was an extreme weather event. It's not evidence of climate change. And despite the tragedy, it's a very real and sad thing. The practical issue is that that community, Vancouver, was not prepared to help those elderly people. There's a whole pocket of green climate activists centered in the Vancouver area that get billions of dollars every year in federal funding. They've been predicting for years that there's going to be heat waves and we're all going to die. Well, you know, oddly enough, they weren't prepared. Even though they had lots of money, lots of time, they have lots of volunteers, they were not prepared to help anyone during that heat wave. And now we see they're not prepared this year either. So this year I have here 2 thermometers. They're showing just slightly over 25 degrees where I'm at. And the thing is that, you know, the federal government is now claiming we should spend hundreds of billions of dollars on climate change initiatives to stop another potential heat dome, when in fact, according to the scientific evidence, what happened last year was what's called a mobile polar anticyclone. This is discussed by Marcel Leroux, and I also have a much more detailed article by Belgian researchers Jean Van Vliet and Bridget Van Vliet-Lanois. So I'm going to read that entire thing as a podcast for you a little bit later. And basically what it says is that polar air gets displaced and it creates some of the blocking that happened last year. And if you looked at the map last year, you'd see there was a heat dome right over Pacific Northwest of Canada and the US. But what the climate activists never commented on is that there was an extreme cold block way down to the south where things really should have been hot. So that's an example of how climate activists don't look at the whole picture, and they just assume that any extreme weather event is caused by climate change and not by an unusual but known meteorological phenomenon. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great Canada Day weekend, and I hope that we continue to have a great Canada. And if you're feeling hot, here's a simple tip to keep you cool. Just take a bottle of water. You can use an old plastic bottle, reuse it, wash it out, and then fill it with water, not quite to the top. Put it in the fridge overnight, freeze it, and then take it with you wherever you go. So it becomes like a little personal air conditioner. You can cool your body down. You can place it on your wrists, wherever, and as it melts, you can drink the nice cool water. So that's just a little personal tip I offer you as a way to keep cool this summer. But it looks like we're having a La Nina summer, which is going to be quite a bit cooler than usual. For Friends of Science Society, I'm Michelle Stirling. Happy Canada Day.